Welcome back, everyone. We made it through that international break, the last international break until March. That gives us 5 months of non-stop club football during these really sad, dreary winter months. Exactly what we need to perk us up. I'm going to review the previous week's fixtures, Premier League fixtures, the results. I'm going to talk through all of them and highlight a few things I wanted to discuss. I got 7 out of 10 picks, 70%. That's not bad. One of them being Liverpool. Yeah, my name's Ricardo. This is in added time. First game of the weekend was Spurs versus Man United. 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday afternoon. One of my favourite fixtures. I sit down eating my lunch after gym. Interesting game. In some end-to-end stuff. The Spurs fans seem to be a little bit, especially at home. Their results haven't been great. So testing times for Thomas Frank. But I thought they had turned the game around when they went 2-1 ahead. Of course, Matthias de Ligt scored the late goal to give the draw to Manchester United, unluckily. The next fixture was Everton at home to Fulham. I predicted a straightforward game, and it was exactly that. Everton winning 2-0. Elliman and Dye not on the score sheet on this occasion, which shows they've got some different scorers in the team. The next fixture was West Ham at home to Burnley. I thought West Ham would make easy work of it. It was a little bit tougher than anticipated. West Ham winning 3-2, however. Nuno Espirito Santo's team fully underway now. That's a couple great results on the bounce. And 3 different scorers in this fixture. And none of them was Bowen. That's really good going for West Ham at the moment. They're looking good to comfortably still stay in the Premier League. Maybe even a push for mid-table. Then the big game on Saturday. I predicted Sunderland Arsenal to be a draw. I predicted 1-1. I was wrong. It was 2-2. What an incredible result for Sunderland. That keeps them in 4th spot. Arsenal dropping 2 points. That late dramatic draw. What an exciting game. I watched that game obviously wanting Arsenal to lose or at least draw to make the Sunday fixture more exciting. And they did exactly that. So let's see how Arsenal bounce back from that in the next few games coming up. Obviously Gabriel looks injured. Have they got a bit of a dent to their motivation, or will they pick up again at home? Of course, playing the North London derby. But great result for Sunderland. Sunderland's the one we really need to talk about, not Arsenal for that fixture. They're looking really, really good. Probably the best team to ever come up from the Championship at this point. Chelsea at home to Wolves. Again, I thought would be a straightforward victory for Chelsea, and it was 3-0. Pedro on the score sheet again. He seems to be finding his footing. He started the season great and then went through a bit of a dip, but he's back scoring again consistently and getting involved with everything good, all the attacking play for Chelsea. Wolves look dismal, odds-on favourite to go down along with the other 2 Championship teams, Leeds and Burnley. Struggling to see a way back for them. They don't even have a manager. Then the surprise result of the weekend for me, Aston Villa at home to Bournemouth. I thought Bournemouth would get a result there, but Aston Villa winning 4-0. That's a hiding in any sense. And that moves Villa to 6th place in the table ahead of Bournemouth. Who would have thought that after their first few games they weren't even able to score a single goal. Now they're scoring for fun. So that's a great result for Unai Emery's team. Of course, they're still battling in multiple fronts with European football and the Premier League. So the further they can get in the Premier League, the more they'll have that flexible leeway to really concentrate on the European games. So well done to them. Bournemouth, I'm sure they'll bounce back in their next few fixtures. They've got a nice run of games coming up. Semenyo injured, however, so let's see what happens there. Brentford at home to Newcastle. Wow, Brentford just keep going from strength to strength. Of course, Byrne had the red card, but the reason he got the red card was because Brentford were all over them. He just couldn't keep up. He just couldn't mark his man. And 3-1 was an incredible result for Brentford. Igor Thiago scoring yet again. He's absolutely on fire. That's something you need. If you've got someone in your team scoring loads of goals, that's really good. Damsgaard's still my favourite player for Brentford. They just look unstoppable. Yes, they're playing that set-piece style and long throws, etc. But that's just to get the first goal, just to put the opposition under pressure. And when they get that first or second goal from those set pieces, that's when they can play. That's when they can catch teams on the counter-attack, because now teams have to come out. And yeah, surprising that all the teams aren't really looking to do this. The next fixture was Crystal Palace at home against Brighton. Of course, that's the mini little derby. Two mid-table teams, and that's exactly where they stayed. Boring draw. Palace 10th, Brighton in 11th position, and that's where they stayed. Wasn't the best game to watch, but there'll be better games for them moving forward. Both those teams have a great run of fixtures coming up, especially Brighton in the next 4. They've got 3 home games, including games against lower opposition in the league. That's good for them. Crystal Palace, Mark Gahey obviously was injured for that game and didn't play, but didn't stunt the result. They were still very good nonetheless. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the winning goal. Nottingham Forest at home to Leeds. I predicted an easy win for Nottingham Forest, and it was just that. They won 3-1. Morgan Gibbs-White made amends for his missed penalty in Europe. Good result for them. Sean Dyche team seems to be ticking along nicely, and I'm quite confident they're gonna stay in the league comfortably, and who knows, maybe a little run in the cups or in Europe. Let's see what Sean Dyche can do when there isn't really any pressure in the league, and then he can just go for a European Cup or maybe even a League Cup. And then the last game of the weekend, the most disappointing one for myself. I really wanted Liverpool to win, of course, but and I predicted a win for them. I was wrong. Liverpool were absolutely dismal. Manchester City looked so good on the ball. Their wingbacks, their fullbacks, who I thought would struggle a bit, they looked good, coming inside, good on the ball, passing through the Liverpool press. Liverpool just looked woeful. 3-0 was the result, but Haaland also missed a penalty, and there could have been a lot more. The Van Dijk goal, of course, is a big talking point. I understand the rules, and they're following the rules to the letter, but that was a goal. Come on, the keeper wasn't saving that. The biggest keeper in the world, and he couldn't get there. And he was staring at the ball. He wasn't looking at Robertson. Robertson didn't interfere in that scenario. A bit of common sense needs to start coming into play now with these VAR decisions. I just hope we could just scrap VAR altogether. Hopefully it's scrapped for the World Cup. Haaland missed the penalty. Doku was absolutely on fire. And that opens up the title race. I still think it's a 3-way race. Liverpool have, in the next 10 fixtures, the best run. Got better run than Man City and Arsenal. A lot of easy home games. I would say easy home games, but a lot of good games where they can pick up some maximum points. And if they go on a run, let's say 9 victories in their next 10, they'll be there and thereabouts. They're only 4 points behind Man City. Man City 4 points behind Arsenal. But 27 games to go. So I'm excited to see what happens. These next 5 months are really going to be telling. There's approximately 18 or 20 Premier League fixtures to go, plus African Cup of Nations in between that, some big Champions League games. Really exciting. So that's it. That's my review from the previous week's fixtures. Next up, either tomorrow or Friday, I'm going to launch my video for the preview of the next fixtures where I make my predictions. Let's see if I can do better than 7 out of 10 this time. Hopefully I can. If you enjoyed what I had to talk about today, please like the video, share it with some friends of yours. Really trying to build up an audience. And yeah, that's it from me. Take care, keep warm. Cheers.